Hi everybody, James Packham here from Harcourts Packham, and this is your real estate update. We're still seeing that demand is very high, supply is very low. There has been a lot of large developments in the north and the south that have been delayed because of infrastructure not being yet available to those large greenfield developments, and builders are still working through a big backlog. So none of those things can be relied upon to cure the shortage on the supply side. So still very, very good conditions for selling. We're also seeing a lot of positive net migration, people moving into South Australia, but on top of that, a lot of investor activity with buyers from interstate and overseas buying into promise of future growth because Adelaide's just growing in popularity every day. It's also a very active time of the year. The weather's still very good, so people with pools and gardens that think their homes will present the best while the sun's out are capitalising on this lovely weather, and they're driving all of their properties to the market during this time of the year. And a lot of people will be very active buying and selling at the very end of the year and the very beginning, because they want to secure a property before their kids get settled back in at school and they turn their attention back to their careers. So a lot of activity going on in the market there. We're now also anticipating a rate cut by the RBA. Now, the trick here is to not wait for the rate cut if you're a seller. Lots of sellers have been saying to me, I'm going to wait for the rate cut and then get my property to the market. Now, if a lot of people have that same logic, we're going to see a lot of new homes hitting the market the minute that that rate cut is announced, and could actually balance out the supply and demand again. As a seller, you actually want a bit of an undersupply, so there's more buyers competing for fewer properties. Now, what you can do is you can actually bring your home to the market now in anticipation of that rate cut, and you'll notice that that buyer behaviour, that urgency and that excitement will be amongst the buyers already, just in the anticipation of the rate cut to come. We've also got Fringe on our doorstep. Wonderful promotional opportunity for South Australia, has the eyes of the world on South Australia, just reminding them about what a vibrant city this is and a wonderful place to live. Beyond that, we've got the federal election looming. Now, in my experience, we do tend to see some effect of the federal election on the market. What traditionally happens is there's some caution and hesitation in the few weeks leading up to the election. People are a little uncertain, they want to see what's going to happen. But in my experience, it doesn't matter who wins the seats, the federal election passes like a wave, and then the market very quickly returns to normality. So apart from that very small window before and after, we should be relatively unaffected. More than ever, it's all about price, presentation, marketing. The properties that are priced fairly, presented well and marketed widely are absolutely going off. Huge response from the market, lots of inquiries, lots of attendees, lots of parties negotiating at the table or bidding at the auction. What we are seeing is a level of sensitivity coming from the buyers, where if a property is overpriced, poorly presented or not marketed widely enough, they're leaving it on the shelf. That's going to lead to data that shows us that there's increased days on market. Now, when we've seen any properties in the market that haven't sold quickly, we do a bit of a post-mortem afterwards, and what we see is that it's not that time cured the situation for them. What actually happened is, after a period of time, they decided, right, let's get serious. They've adjusted the price, improved the presentation, and increased and adapted the marketing. And then when it's better positioned, they achieve that sale. And there's been a lot of situations where people that haven't sold after 2 or 3 months in the market have actually made some adjustments to their price or their presentation, and then actually affected a sale and achieved far more than they were asking for initially. So it's never been more important to go in with a strong game plan, price, presentation, marketing. People have us out to their homes all the time to discuss those elements and come up with a game plan. If you'd like to talk to us, we'd love to see you at your house and talk you through a winning game plan.